What's the vibe today, friends?
The vibe. Can you give me examples of vibes?
I don't know. Are we chillin'? Are we suffering? Are we. Those are apparently the two options chilling or suffering. No in between. No,
Or I was gonna
there's.
say, we're both.
Or both. That's sort of a between option.
Suffering, but I'm chill
Are we
about it.
feeling it is what it is? Are we feeling it's so over? Are we feeling we're so back?
Ah, interesting. Interesting. I,
These are just examples of vibes that are coming to
yeah,
mind.
that's the one thing I think about. Do you actually like sit back and think like what's my vibe today? Like what am I feeling today?
I don't know, sort of, maybe? I'm kind of in
Interesting.
an it is what it is.
I feel like that works.
Okay, wonderful.
What just happens and yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's another one.
Varies.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Off to such an enthusiastic start here.
And just very nuanced and
Oh, yes.
intelligent.
You love to see it. But hopefully, hopefully some caffeine will revive me a little bit.
I actually have some soda in my little can koozie because I learned. So the way my aligners work is
Mm-hmm.
that they give you 11 weeks worth at a time, and then you have to go in and get reevaluated, and they order you new ones based on that.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't know is that while you're waiting for the new set, you only have to wear your current aligner at night. So during
Slay.
the day, I don't have to have an aligner in, so I can sip on beverages.
So it is not total beverage abstinence for 365 days as previously thought. That's an improvement.
So it depends on how long it takes them to come in. It could be anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, but I'm enjoying it while I can.
There you go. I mean, that's something. I would take it.
So I'm not breaking the rules.
I mean, I wasn't gonna snitch even if you were.
How dare you call my orthodontist? Dr. Wood
Although
would be so
technically this is being
disappointed.
broadcast into a public forum, so
I, she's not gonna watch this. And she said I could. Well, the receptionist said I could on her behalf, so she
take
forgot to
take
tell
what
me.
you can get. Take what you can get.
Tell me and then call it after I left.
Um, so this has nothing to. I mean, this kind of has nothing to do with you. I just want to share this because it's fucking insane and it involves something that I like. So quite recently, the band Sleep Token, the masked metal band that I'm quite a fan of, um, someone tried to dox the bass player. Not just like
What?
reveal like, oh, these are the musicians behind the mask. Like it's technically out there. I don't want to know. I don't want to ruin the mystique for myself. They want to be anonymous. It's more fun that way anyway. There's plenty of people who have figured out like, oh yeah, like these guys sound exactly the same, like used to be in this band, blah blah blah. I don't care. But no. Um Apparently, and I have the whole video, um or like I found a video via Twitter of somebody in the sort of like metal music journalism internet ecosystem explaining this in better detail than I'm going to and with like concrete sources. So that will be linked. But yes, the bassist of the band, the it's made up of four people. The lead singer, just Vessel, and then bass player is three, the drummer is two, and the lead guitarist is four. It's how it be. Somebody tried to dox three. And not
For
just
why?
like, apparently it was a hater.
Oh, so somebody who doesn't like the band was just trying to be a
Yeah,
dick?
and it wasn't just
Okay.
like, oh, this is his name or whatever. They had his birth certificate.
So this seems to be somebody who maybe knows them personally and hates them.
I,
Because, like,
I don't
who would go to
know.
that level
I
just
have
for
absolutely
dislike?
no idea.
Yeah. This wouldn't be, oh, I don't like their music, so I'm going to track down one of the members' birth certificates. It's, I know this guy plays in this band and I hate him.
Well, I mean, I don't know because like aren't things like that technically public record?
I mean, they are, but who's going to go to that level just because they dislike their music and target
A hater.
one member of the band, just a single
They
person?
might. Here's the thing. It's three deleted his Instagram for a while and like his entire social media presence because of this. I don't know if they had all of them or not, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I just feel like it's got to be somebody who knows
why?
him. Yeah,
Maybe it
it's
is, but
purpose.
like, and so they had wiped. So Sleep Token wiped their entire Instagram, and everyone was like, "Oh my god! Like, are they like just gonna disappear because someone tried to do this?" I'm really hoping that's not the case. I'm because they changed their Instagram bio to nothing lasts forever, and I'm really hoping that has something to do with the fact that the three albums that they've released thus far are kind of considered a trilogy. They recently got new masks. I'm hoping this is sort of an entering a new era type thing because I know that they tweeted out that once the sort of cycle, I guess, of tours in 2023 was over, they were like, North America will have like new opportunities to worship in 2024. I'm like, this has something to do with that, right? Like you're gonna reveal like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you might be revealing, but like, anxiety.
I'm sure it's unrelated.
Yeah, so there's some absolutely bonkers happenings in the world of masked metal bands. Just felt like sharing that because
Yeah,
that's fucking wild, bro.
surprised people still dox. I felt like that was like a thing, and then people were like, "Okay, that's kind of a dick move to do to anybody. Stop doing that."
Well, I mean, it is a prosecutable crime.
Yes, but I thought we, as like an internet community, were kind of like, we're moving past this.
I would hope so. Maybe doxing is the notion of doxing is like a particularly potent threat against people who want to keep their like are staying anonymous purposely. Like it poses more of a threat versus like if you just say like this big celebrity lives here in Hollywood. It's like yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I don't know, but yeah, that's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Any updates on any of your interests, or shall we go right into just some of the. It's more discussion points today and
Mm-hmm.
weighing in on discourse. So I guess that's
Mm-hmm.
technically a debate, but I do just have a lot of things I just want to bring up.
Sure.
Um, First thing might be a new deity in Chicago. Have you seen the before I
Have you
sent
seen?
any of this to you? Have you seen the Chicago rat hole?
I had not seen it. I had
So,
not.
for the uninitiated, for the not chronically online, I'm gonna be linking all of these in the description here, and I'm sending these to the chat right now for visuals. Oh, it's not letting me do the thing. God damn it. Boy, oh boy. So, I couldn't find the original tweet like introducing or like I couldn't find the debut of the Chicago rat hole. But there somewhere in Chicago there is quite literally like a hole in the pavement, like they were redoing a sidewalk or something, and a rat was unfortunately like trapped in the cement or something when it was being poured, and the rat has since like perished and decomposed, and now there's just a like rat shaped indent in a sidewalk in Chicago that people have started like leaving coins in as an offering of sorts. But I first saw it pop up on my Twitter timeline in a quote retweet by at logic underscore denier, and they are quoting the picture of the Chicago rat hole with some coins in it, and it says, I think Chicago may have accidentally invented a pagan deity. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can just copy the image to send it through to here if I can't
Of which
seamlessly.
one? The first one?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so, there's the Chicago rat hole. There you have it. And then the tributes that people seem to be leaving, they are intensifying. Let me see if these will be of any help, or... Yeah, I don't know what... It used to give you the preview in the chat, and I hate that it doesn't do that anymore. Hold on, will it let me copy? Yeah.
That's amazing.
What if... No.
No, it won't freeze.
Sorry, I think that audio may have been audible, but there's a video of somebody... You know that fucking disgusting liquor, the Malort? You know it, right? So there's a video of somebody, pouring that into the rat hole. There's another... Is this one a picture or a video? Hold on. Yeah, so here's another photo from Twitter user at Kate_Kelsey of further offerings to the rat hole, which now include lighters and bills, and also a charm of some sort. So, it's progressing beyond just coins. But yeah, I just wanted to talk. I wanted to spread the gospel of the Chicago rat hole. I think this is so funny.
So, just a quick little Google. I'm looking at an article. So,
Amazing.
amongst the things that have been left, a block of cheese, cigarettes, a sympathy card.
Nice.
Apparently, it's been there for years, but there was a social media post that brought attention to it. I was trying to see where it was. The 1900 block of West Roscoe. I don't know where that is.
Interesting. Would you be so kind as to send this article to the chat?
And apparently people have affectionately named the animal behind the imprint Chimley.
Oh.
In memory of Chimley, a sign reads, alongside a quote from the rat itself in 1992, which reads, "I love cheese."
Incredible. Absolutely fantastic. No notes.
Yep. Little sympathy card with his name on it. There's a can of Coors Light. Some of those little flickering battery candles.
All hail the Chicago rat hole. Incredible.
Water.
See, I love things like this. There's something about just dumb bullshit, just for the people and by the people, that serves no purpose other than to be mildly entertaining. 10 out of 10.
No. Apparently somebody from the Lincoln Park Zoo says that he doesn't actually think it was a rat.
What do they think it was? I don't think we're gonna call it anything else, but...
He said it's more likely to be a squirrel.
Nah, bro, it's the Chicago rat hole.
Well, because, something based on where it was and, how they were paving, it would have had to, fall from a height to have landed there.
Probably, but the branding has already taken hold.
The only way to explain it being a rat is maybe if it's being carried by a hawk or something and dropped. But you have to make up a really complicated story to make that work.
Hey, it's more fun that way. Or at least I think it's more fun that way.
Yeah, use other evidence as well, but... Yeah, it's not going to change. It's going to be Chimley the rat, but it probably was actually a squirrel.
Either way, rip. But, yeah, if you're in Chicago, go pay tribute.
Yeah. Even more fun is this framed
leave your
quote.
Offering.
This framed quote from Chimley in 1992 is in a frame that says, "My cat."
Incredible.
Yeah.
I saw a video of somebody on TikTok, I will try to find this, dressed up as a rat pope, blessing the Chicago rat hole. And I'll be writing that down for myself right now so that I don't forget.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. I I do like the closing quote in this article.
Oh.
I think what it reminds us is that no matter how deep in the city you live, we all have this deep tie, this need to be connected to nature and other species, even if it's in kind of a weird way, like, look at this rat hole in the sidewalk.
I love it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, again, if you're in Chicago, go pay tribute, go make your offering. I wish I could go to the Chicago rat hole, but I would need
Yeah.
more of a reason to go to Chicago than that.
I really hope it's on, like, Google Maps. Like, if you go on Google Maps and type in Chicago rat hole.
I'm sure it is. Actually, yes. Can we find that out now?
Yeah. What do you think I'm doing?
As resident podcast Googler.
Who do you think I am? Oh no, it autofilled something out, like it changed it when I hit enter. That's not what I asked for.
I asked for the Chicago rat hole.
It's like, this is not a thing, man. I'm like, yes it is.
We're making it a thing. Haven't you listened?
Chicago rat hole. No, it just keeps showing me a pest control service called Mad Ratters.
And that's kind of fun, but that is the opposite of what we're looking for.
Yeah. West from us. Which is actually not very far from there. Interesting.
Okay.
Fascinating. But no, it is not on Google Maps, and I don't know how we rectify that. Because I don't know its exact location to be able to do it myself. So. I haven't been to Chicago in a while.
I've never been.
I've only been there like once since I moved away from there.
Rip. Anyway.
I know, I've been there a few times. I take it back. Anyway.
With the Chicago rat hole having been discussed, it's time to take a quick jaunt back into media and anti-capitalism corner for just a second. Because I saw something on Twitter that pissed me off. Link I am sending, it will probably, not do what I want it to do, which is fine. This is just the world I live in now. Open this up in the second window so I can actually remember what I'm saying. So there's a headline. Ubisoft exec says gamers need to get comfortable with, quote, not owning your games. Ubisoft's director of subscription says that gamers need to start, quote, feeling comfortable with not owning the games they're playing.
Additional detail on that? Or is it just the quote?
It's just the quote. I haven't actually looked at... I didn't read the entire article, which I will be linking. I'm assuming that, like the original tweet says, everything is going to be like a per-month subscription, which is just such bullshit. But the quote retweet is really the thing that I'm concerned about, which is something I've said on this podcast time and time again. If buying games does not mean that you own them, piracy is not stealing. Thank you.
I don't understand. Like, not literally everything in life can be a subscription.
They want it to be. And it's pissing me off. I hate it.
How, like, it's not possible. Or everything that turns into, like, everything becoming, like, a rental, essentially, as well.
Yeah.
Like a long-term rental.
No, if, like, when I, like, buy, like, a product on Amazon, any sort of, like, household product, you can, like, make it a subscription now. Which is, like, on the one hand, I do get it. Like, if you're like, oh, I use, approximately, like, one, like, big pack of paper towels or whatever every couple months, and I can just have it delivered on that schedule. Something like that. Yeah, okay, fair enough, that's convenient. But, like, not every single thing in this life needs to be a subscription. If I pay for a game, just give me the game.
Yeah, which, I mean, certain things I can understand, right? Like a streaming service, yeah, I mean, it's not static. It changes all the time, right? They're adding new stuff, they're taking away new stuff.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that you wouldn't just buy access to it one time and then, get all this new stuff with life. But a game, yeah, there might be, like, add-ons and things like that, but it's generally gotta stay the same. So it doesn't make sense why you would need to subscribe to something like that, because you're not getting any new benefit from it as time goes on, just more of the same.
No, it's nuts.
So it doesn't make sense why that would be the case.
Greed. Greed and capitalism, but that's why we are back here.
But I think that's actually going to bite them in the ass because, like, if I had to pay a subscription to be playing Tears of the Kingdom,
yeah, I simply would not.
Yeah. Or I would do like a month's worth and try to play it like nonstop over the summer.
Yeah.
And then just never again.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it is absolutely going to bite them in the ass, but again, if a purchase does not mean ownership, then there's no such thing as piracy. Anyway, back into discourse. This has been taking Twitter by storm. I believe the video that I saw is originally a TikTok, but this, like, crossed my field of view for the first time on Twitter. I'm not gonna play the video because it just infuriates me, but there's this thing. It's called like the orange peel theory. And it's like if you ask your partner, your romantic partner, to peel an orange for you, and like, you know, if they're a good partner, they're supposed to say yes, even if, you know, you're perfectly capable of doing it yourself because they love you and they want to do things for you. And when I first saw this video, it kind of annoyed me because I was like, I don't like this thing where like you do secret little things to test your partner and make sure that they're a good partner.
You need to.
But this particular instance of this woman asking her boyfriend to peel an orange for her absolutely infuriated me. Because his, like, again, I was like, oh, the little games thing is kind of stupid. Up until this guy had the audacity to look his girlfriend in the face and tell her, "You're not special."
Yeah. Yeah, this is
what
a classic case of throw the whole man out.
Throw the whole man out. Like,
mm-hmm.
And I have seen so many examples now on Twitter of people being like, again, I don't like the little games thing. People are saying like, oh, I like ask, like, I'm seeing like heartwarming examples of like how it should be and why this is an example of absolutely throw the whole man out. Because people are saying like, oh, I asked my boyfriend to peel an orange for me and he told me he was going to the store and because they didn't have any. Like, that's how it should be. That is it. Like, I get it. That is, like, one, the little test thing is kind of stupid, but also, I really do get it. It's not about, like, oh, you're physically capable of doing something and you're not. And it's about being willing to do little things for people, even if they are capable of doing it themselves. I do get it. But yeah, I was just so infuriated on this poor woman's behalf. And, like, he keeps, like, and just the way he talked to her pissed me off so much. Like, not that Kyle and I, like, never joke around and call each other, like, dude and buddy or whatever, but, like, that's all he's calling her. He's like, oh, I figure it out, dude. I was like, do you love this woman or not? Why are you dating her?
Yeah, fully expected it to end with her dumping his ass.
It should have, but she just looks, like, so sad and annoyed. Which, like, she has absolutely every right to be.
Yeah. Now, it bothers me on multiple levels because, like, even after she explains why she doesn't want to do it herself, which she shouldn't have had to do in the first place, like, he's still like, no. It's not like he says that he, like, for some reason particularly hates dealing with oranges or whatever. He doesn't even provide a reason.
Yeah, she even, like, and, like, the thing, and, like, again, the testing thing is dumb. But, like, you're not even supposed to give a reason. She's like, hey, I have acrylics on. Like, I don't want the peels to get under my nails. And he's still just like, oh, figure it out.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Not even a reason. Like, he doesn't give a reason as to why he's saying no.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he tries to justify it by saying he's trying to help her be independent. It's like, that was the most patronizing,
no, oh my god,
and like, I've ever heard.
The fact that he seems to be taking so much joy. Like, he thinks I just, from this tone of voice, he's, like, so happy. Or, like, he sounds so happy to just be like, no, I don't want to. Like, figure it out. He sounds like he's, like, so, like, proud of himself or whatever. And, God, it's infuriating.
Well, like he says, he's not a good boyfriend. He's a great boyfriend.
eat shit and die.
Yeah, and it's like, he says he's helping her be independent by telling her what to do and what's best for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you serious?
Yeah, no, I like, God, it's just so infuriating. Yeah, do things for your partner. I don't care if it is if you're lesbians, if you're gays, if you're heterosexual, if you're non-binary, if whatever your structure is, if you're polyamorous, if you have multiple partners, do things for them. Do little things for your partner because you love them and you care about them and you like doing little things to make their life easier or just to make them happy. That should make you happy. Don't be like this guy.
Yeah, like, to be clear, I enjoy oranges. I especially love clementines, the tiny little sections. I hate peeling them because the smell seems like it lingers on my hand for days at a time. It starts to irritate me.
Oh, I just have
That
I have an issue with the texture of citrus fruit. I love the taste of like lime, orange, lemon. Like I am so here for like citrus flavor. It's just
yeah.
Ugh.
Well, but I love eating them. I just hate peeling them for that reason. Like if somebody would just hand me some peeled oranges, I'd go to town. That being said, if not even like a romantic partner, if anybody I cared about was like, "Hey, would you please peel me an orange?" I would do it.
Yeah.
Despite hating
Care
doing
about
that
people. And not even just in a romantic sense. Care, like, do little things for the people close to you. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Like you don't eat the citrus fruits, but if I was at your place and even Kyle was like, "Hey, would you mind peeling me an orange?" I'd be like, "Sure, dude."
Yep.
And I would smell like oranges for days, and I would hate it, but I would do it because I like to do
there's
things.
this whole thing, like, I've seen discourse similar to this pop up before of, like, how it's rude to, like, ask your friends to pick you up from the airport or whatever. And I am noticing in some circles of the internet this move towards, like, friends are people that never inconvenience you. Which is just so the opposite of what friends are. You inconvenience yourself for your friends because you care about them.
No, what they're describing is strangers.
Yes. Yeah.
The whole point of having friends is that you can mutually rely on one another. Like that's
oh my god.
Kind of the point. That's one of the things that sets
I started this video like, oh, these little game things are so annoying, and ended it ready to throw hands on behalf of a woman that I've never met.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's what sets friends apart from acquaintances. Maybe asking an acquaintance, like somebody that you don't really know, to take you to the airport is kind of like form.
Yeah.
Because then they might feel like on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's somebody that you genuinely consider a friend or closer, like, no, that's the thing you do.
From the airport.
You can inconvenience yourself for other people. You ask other people to inconvenience themselves for you because you mutually inconvenience each other, and that's how it works.
Like this, not to get all philosophical, but like we as humans, I think, have been moving in this direction of like hyper individualism, and it's really not working. Like the fact that there is discourse about how it's like bad form to like ask your friends for things.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I do not know. I do not understand it. Yeah, and like asking your friends to help you move or stuff like that is one I've seen a lot. Like, you shouldn't ask your friends to do that because then they feel obligated. It's like, well, if they're really your friends, either A, they'll want to help you, or B, if they genuinely don't for whatever reason, they'll just tell you.
Yeah, and also, if I'm helping someone move, generally, I've never helped someone move, but from having seen this discourse, generally, you lift boxes and then at the end of the day you get a bunch of pizza and beer.
I was exactly what I was about to say. Like, if you, for example, were like, "Hey, will you help me move?" I'd be like, "Sure, as long as there's beer and pizza at the end of it for me."
That's a great day.
Yeah. The carrying of stuff sucks, but you know what's coming.
I got my squad there. We're doing a thing together, and then at the end of the day, there's beer and pizza.
Hey, maybe even beer while you're carrying. Just sip it here and there, mix the experience.
Get one of those beer. I'm so here for it. Yes. Yeah, no. We exist on this earth to be mutually inconvenienced by the
Mhm.
people that we care about.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That guy, I mean, just, yeah. There's so many things wrong with it,
Oh
from
my god, I
just
know.
not wanting to help her, to the way he talks to her, to his gleeful tone
Yeah,
about how he's being
infuriating.
helpful, patronizing her, treating her like a child while saying
Mm-hmm.
he's helping her be independent,
And the fact that he
and
calls her a
ignoring her.
female.
Yeah.
Any man
And
who does that, red flag immediately.
yep,
Actually, you know
yep,
what? Actually, I'm going to expand that. Any person who's like, because I see this in the sort of like, oh, not like other girls discourse, which is like a whole problem in and of itself because I understand where it comes from. Like,
yeah.
I don't fit, this stereotyped image of what women are, therefore I'm special or whatever. Like, it comes from such a place of like misogyny and patriarchy to begin with. But there is a genre of people who sort of buy into it, and like I see this sort of like, oh, these other females think they're like, so hot wearing leggings or whatever. No, anybody who refers to women as females,
Yeah.
immediate massive red flag. And like the fact
That's
that
a
he
problem.
like called her a female, I was like, disgusting.
That's very big in the men's rights community and the
Yes,
incel
it
community.
is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, then that's a problem. And
Yeah.
especially when she tells him, like, no, no, I am independent. I know that I can do it, but I'm asking you to do it because I don't want to do it. Like, so the fact that he's not listening to her and
No,
what
I
she
know.
wants, it's a complete lack of respect.
Yeah, no. So yeah, that's some infuriating internet discourse that I thought
Yeah.
we would both have opinions on, and shocker, we did.
It's not just the refusal, it's the way he refused. Because he could
Mm-hmm.
have easily said, like, you
I
know,
don't. He's just been like,
yeah,
I don't want to get my hands messy,
yeah, and left it at that. He didn't have to turn it into a whole thing.
but no, he had to turn
And
it into a whole
tell
thing.
she wasn't that special. Like, that right there is where it went to a different level. Like, if I were dating somebody who was like, "You're not that special," I'd be like, "Well, it was
Bye.
nice knowing you." It
That's the thing.
was fun
Like
until then, hopefully.
everyone's like, I think most people like know that like when you're saying like when people say like, oh, they like, you're the most beautiful person or whatever, and like, yeah, they know that they're probably statistically not unless you're like a model or whatever, but your partner is supposed to be the most like special beautiful
Yeah,
person in the world to you. Like, that's why you should be picking your person.
yeah,
To have
and
the fucking audacity and to think you're special enough that you can just tell someone you're not that special and they're like not, that's not going to change anything.
yeah. What was the goal of that? That seems like potentially an emotionally abusive relationship.
Yeah, oh my
Actually,
god, throw the whole man out. There are so many people, and like, this is just coming from my perspective. I don't know this person. I have only like seen this short video clip, but like, she's so pretty. I think she's super pretty.
oh yeah,
She could totally pull somebody better than whatever crusty ass is telling her you're not that special.
yeah, because clearly he ain't that special.
Yeah, he's the one who's not that special.
He seems pretty easily replaceable to me, but
So yeah, do things for people, especially your partner. Throw the whole man out.
yep, yep.
Good talk.
I would like to be able to get through one day without sighing and saying, "Men."
It would be nice.
It's not the first time today I've said that.
Hmm. This was the thing that made me say it today. And now the final thing that I have slated for us is closer to a sort of formal debate rather than just we get angry or we give opinions. It is another thing. I don't know why I keep sending these tweets because I know that they're not going to pop up the way that I want them to.
Hey, there was a preview of the article I sent.
Yeah. Whatever. Um, there is a Twitter account called Shit You Should Care About. And they do like a newsletter that's like updating people on like current events, exactly what it sounds like, things you should care about. But on their Instagram, sometimes they have an Instagram, so they'll post memes sometimes, and they also have a Twitter where they do a almost daily mundane poll, which I'm gonna start mining that as a resource. But the mundane poll from January 15th was, if your towel has an image on one side, like a beach towel, do you use the image side or the non-image side to dry yourself off?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say the non-image side.
Yeah, which seems to be the overwhelming sentiment based on the poll.
It feels kind of wrong to use the image side, although I will say sometimes, like, I have a Doctor Who beach towel, and I always dry myself with the non-image side, but like, it does kind of feel like the image side might be better to dry myself off with because of, like, it's kind of a cheap towel, so, like, maybe this has something to do with it as well, but, like, it's not as fluffy on the non-image side. So, like, maybe I should be using the image side. Maybe I am wrong. But it doesn't feel right.
I think it's simple. The image side is always the side that should be visible. So when you're drying yourself off, you have the non-image side against your skin, because then you can see the image side. Like, if you wrap it around yourself, you want the image to be on the outside.
Yes.
Same reason why, like, if you lay it down on the beach to lay on it, you lay it image side up.
Yes, absolutely, you lay it image side up. But what I'm saying is that, like, maybe if I am just drying myself off, I should be using the image side, because, like, that's the early, again, in the case of this cheap-ass Doctor Who beach towel that I have, it's, like, the print is on, like, the fluffier, more absorbent side of the fabric. So, again, could be wrong. Maybe I should be using the image side. But I don't like it.
Yeah, I think there's a should be. I think it's whatever makes you happy. You know?
Fair.
I have a very weird beach towel. It's the same fabric on both sides, but two different designs. So you can just do whatever you feel like. Nice.
Interesting.
It's a bizarre towel.
I don't know if the reversible beach towel. I've heard of that before.
Well, no, it's like a
Or is it not specifically marketed as like, oh, reversible?
I don't remember if it's marketed that way, but it's not like regular beach towel material. It's like I guess microfiber is the closest I can think of.
Okay.
It's a very weird material. It's very thin. It's supposed to be like quick dry. It's an odd towel.
Like a sports, like, is it like sports towel? Like, ooh, running, wipe yourself off, but beach towel size?
I mean, sort of. It's not like chamois type towel. It's I don't really know how to describe it.
Interesting. Oh, did you notice I've got double the liquid death going on tonight? Because I actually bought some of their sparkling water. By the way, their flavor names are so fun. Bury It Alive.
Nah.
Hell yes. Metal as fuck, my dudes. Oh, and I have been triple beveraging it.
Nice.
At least until I just finished that seltzer, but I have tea for energy, seltzer for vibes, and water for hydration.
I just have water and soda. We'll call the soda both vibes and caffeine.
Yeah, okay, that counts.
There were no replies to the poll. I wanted to see what replies people had.
Oh, I was wondering if that was just the fact that I was viewing it on desktop without having logged in. Huh, alright, that's kind of odd. Yeah. I guess there really isn't all that much to say.
Can you prevent replies?
Maybe? Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I've never thought about it, but no, well, don't have anybody's replies to pick apart. But yes, 86% said non-image side. Who are these 14% that are using, like, the doctor's face to wipe themselves?
Okay, I will say the Doctor Who beach towel I have is, like, just the TARDIS door. So, like, that doesn't feel particularly weird, but, like, I remember my sister had a One Direction beach towel, like that I would not know. Or, well, here,
Yes.
I mean, we've all been there. We
Yeah.
have all been there.
Yeah.
If you haven't been at a sleepover where either you or your friend were legitimately planning your wedding with a band member, did you ever really even have a teenage crush? Or like a tween crush? I think not.
Yeah. No. In Sync was big when I was that age. And you know what? Guess who my favorite was?
Hmm. It feels too obvious, but Justin Timberlake?
No.
Okay.
The only one of them who has since, that I'm aware of, publicly come out as gay.
Oops.
Lance Bass. I thought he was the cutest thing, and yeah, no, he was very publicly out, and I'm like, huh. Well, good
Whoops.
thing young me didn't know that. I would have been so bummed. It would have ruined my fantasies, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna marry him.
See, I'm looking back, and it was always my friends who were like planning their wedding with whatever like emo boy band member because I wasn't allowed to have an emo phase, and because I had old parents, I had a very weird taste in music for an 11-year-old.
Yeah, but you could have had the hots for like George Harrison.
Oh, I most certainly did, but like I like knew that he was dead was like the really unfortunate part.
Oh, I forgot that I wasn't thinking about the age gap. He was very much alive.
Yeah, no, I don't think I was ever cognizantly aware. Like I was never like a human being with like full sentience at any point that George Harrison was alive. Like I don't think. When did George Harrison die? Hold on. Now I
I
have to.
was wondering. It's like, wait, when was that? Because I remember when it happened. 2001,
Yeah, I have never cognizantly shared an earth with George Harrison.
November 29th, 2001. That was the beginning of my sophomore year of high school.
Whack.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was mostly
That's
just
really,
listening to my childhood best friend, also named Sarah, plan her wedding with Pete Wentz.
mm,
Which, like, slay.
mhm.
But,
Forgot that they were like popular.
uh, that's such a weird thing to hear a person say.
Different
No,
ages.
I know. It's just weird.
Because I would have been probably in like college, I think, when they were big. Maybe? I don't remember.
See, I don't remember either because, again, I wasn't allowed to have an emo phase, so I don't know all of the timelines of, like, when all these bands, like, because I remember, like, hearing through friends that there was like so much drama over like these bands like announcing like, oh, we're breaking up or like we're taking a hiatus or whatever, and like people freaking out over that, and then they would come back. So I don't know exactly where on the like Fall Out Boy timeline that these things were happening.
So, Sure You're Going Down was hit the Hot 100 in September of 2005.
Okay,
So,
yeah, so then they like had like a hiatus, and then things started happening again when I was in like high 8th grade slash high school, and like that's when I like remember hearing people talk about it.
interesting. Well, I was in college in '04 to '07, so that's why
Yeah.
in my head it was. Huh.
Anyway, I think that's gonna bring us to the weekly worsening. Mine
Fall Out
feels.
Boy was the end that we're talking about. I felt like we didn't actually say that at any point. It's
Yeah, it
just,
was Fall Out Boy.
I just realized that.
um, my main worsening feels like so minor for this week, but like, when you start saying something ironically and then it's very much not ironic anymore?
Yeah.
Girl, help. I cannot stop saying slay. It
Mm.
is my default response to everything. I'm pretty sure I just did it, like, not even 2 minutes ago.
If you did, I didn't notice.
I say it
Um,
constantly. I don't know when it got bad enough for me to notice it, or like if it just got bad enough for me to notice it, but I feel as though I became cognizant of it today. And now every time it leaves my mouth, I'm like, oh my god, who are you?
yeah, I think that happens a lot where like we have things that we say frequently, but we don't notice them until somebody else like points them out or something, and then all of a sudden you
And that's the
realize
thing,
like,
nobody pointed it out.
hmm,
I was just kind of like, do I say this a lot? And then I would interact in like the group chats with a friend, and they would say like, "Oh, just did X, Y, and Z," and I would just be like, "Oh my god, slay!" Like, help. It's bad. It's really bad.
that's so. I was at trivia on Monday night, and our quiz master, one of the questions had something to do with some big like WWE event,
Okay,
something Royal Rumble, I think it was, like
sure,
which she described as the like Christmas of wrestling. And
sure.
she was like, I started watching it as a joke, and then it wasn't a joke anymore.
No, okay. I feel like that could happen to me because
Yeah,
I respect so much the extent to which wrestling is, like professional wrestling is theater.
it requires skill.
Like it requires insane physical skill, and two, like they are acting, and
Yeah,
like there are stories. Like I get it, I really do.
yeah. She was like, sometimes you do for things for the bit, and then the bit just comes reality.
No,
It's like,
there's like this meme reaction image. It was like committing to the bit has led me to places that I wouldn't even go with a gun, and like I feel like that's the perfect example of that.
yeah, yeah. Which that's the thing is like I have absolutely no interest in the WWE. Like I've seen bits and pieces of it and I can respect it, for all the work and things that goes into it, but it's just not my thing. But there's a little part of me that's like, if I sat down and forced myself to watch it enough times,
This could be bad. So
yeah,
that does happen to you. See, I have these things where I don't even like, it's not like, oh, I would have to force myself, but then I would get into it. Like, I would have to make myself acquire the taste. Sometimes, like, ships passing in the night almost. Like, I'll see a thing and I'll be like, if I just took the 5 seconds to, like, search them on Spotify or, like, watch an episode, this could very quickly become a problem for me. But I'm just not gonna do that now, not do that yet. Like, that's happened to me several times.
well, I think
Ooh, are we. Hello? Mom? Oh no. Do I dare attempt to hang up and call again? Is that gonna make things better or worse? Let's find out. Join. Turn on my camera, please. And now I look. Okay, now I'm not blurry. Was that me or you?
me, I thought I fixed my internet issue and I did not, I guess.
Okay. Anyway, what were you saying?
Oh, there we go. My Discord wasn't actually up. I could hear you, but I couldn't see anything else.
Gotcha. Seeing something that could become a problem for you. Does that ring any bells?
I was saying that there have been a number of times where I've seen something that I thought that I just wouldn't be interested, was not for me, but then I, for whatever reason, got exposed to it and then just was like, that's that now.
That's definitely happened to me before, and like I'll see something, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, this seems kind of cool. Like this might be a good time," and then suddenly like it is my life. Like that's
Yeah.
definitely happened to me before. And like I remember very distinct examples of it happening to me. Happening to me when I was a teenager with this is kind of embarrassing 2013 era Tumblr shit, but I remember seeing Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock. Like, I remember seeing a picture of him and thinking, like, oh, he's, like, kind of attractive, I guess. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be really into this guy. Fast forward a couple months, and he was, like, the biggest celebrity crush I had ever had.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's definitely happened to me. But, yeah, it's almost the opposite of that, where I see something and I'm like, I know if I took the 5 seconds to, like, peel back even a single layer of this, that it will consume me.
Like, remember when you kept saying you didn't want to watch What We Do in the Shadows yet because you knew?
Yeah, I knew it would become a problem for me. And guess what? It did.
I remember you saying that so many times too. Like, oh, I don't want to watch it yet. Because I know
you
it's
can
gonna,
you can like track the moment, like you can track through the podcast the moment that I found out that that show existed, knowing a little bit about it and realizing that it was going to become a problem for me, to the current person that I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, frankly, like things having snuck up on me, Ghost.
Yeah.
The first time I listened to Opus Eponymous, I was like, I'm not sure about this. Mm-hmm. Look at me now. Sweatshirt, necklace, tattoo. Like, it really does happen a lot, but I feel like there was such a recent example of me being like, not yet. But it's not coming to me. Yeah, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But yeah, that's my worsening. I can't stop saying slay. Somebody help me. What do you got for me, What do you got for me, bestie?
Well, I was actually thinking when I was saying about, like, things that I thought I wouldn't be interested in that I got exposed to, and then I turned out I was wrong.
3D printing?
Anime.
Okay.
Because 3D printing I was always interested in, but, like, I think we talked about this in the pod before, that, like, in sort of, like, the environment that I grew up in as a kid in the 90s, like, the message was always anime is for boys, particularly nerdy boys, and so this is not for you, right?
Yeah.
And so I never thought about it, never considered it.
Mm-hmm.
It always seemed like something I wouldn't care about. And then one day you were like, hey, let's do an anime series for the pod, Banana Fish.
The thing is, I said we should do that because, like, up until that point, I was like, okay, yeah, I like Studio Ghibli movies. I had seen, like, 1 or 2 anime series that I had enjoyed up to that point, but I was like, well, I mean, we're both big media people, like TV, movies, more video games than you, but I was like, okay, there's a shit ton of overlap in our media spheres to begin with, so, like, where do we kind of go from here? Like, what could we possibly have to talk about that's, like, going to be a fresh experience for the both of us? And I was like, oh, well, I haven't done a lot of this, you've done none of this, and look at us now.
Yeah, no, that's what's funny, right? Is, like, honestly, when you first mentioned it, I was like, I don't really want to watch it, but I mean, sure, I'll try to broaden my horizons, And then I was still sort of reluctant, even when you mentioned Attack on Titan, which was the next anime series that we did, like, that we watched. And so even with that, I was still hesitant, I guess. Or not, I didn't mean Attack on Titan, I meant Death Note.
Fair.
I was like, something's not wrong about what I just said.
Well, I mean,
we did Death Note for the stream.
I do understand being a little, like, again, if you've only just had your first foray into, like, this entire sphere of media, like, I would say that Death Note, and this is as a person who is still much closer to a surface level understanding of anime as, like, a whole than, like, having done any sort of, like, insane deep dives, I would say that Death Note does hit more perhaps stereotypical anime beats than Banana Fish. At least in the anime. I can't speak to the Banana Fish manga yet because I haven't read it. So, like, I can kind of see the, like, oh, okay, like, maybe this was, like, Banana Fish might be, like, the one shining example of, like, oh, this defies anime conventions, and that's why I like it. So this thing that seems to, check more of the sort of off of the list of stereotypical anime things in some respects. Like, maybe this is going to be a bridge too far. So like I do get it.
Hmm. Yeah, but I mean, since then, because so Banana Fish was first, and then Death Note, and then we watched Chainsaw Man, um, and then it was to Attack on
And
Titan.
was that the turning point? Was Chainsaw Man the turning point for you?
Yes, because I absolutely like
Yeah, no,
just
it's
remembering watching
delightful.
the first episodes, the three of us in the same room, just like losing it. Remember, I took it when we were watching some of them
Yeah,
virtually. They were on
you have a
you guys, and you were like,
you have a screenshot of me and Kyle just like on his couch staring at his TV, just like because something had happened.
but the number of hours of anime I've watched since then, having watched like all of Jujutsu Kaisen and My Hero Academia. I finished off Black Clover.
Nice, nice.
I watched like Psalm 100, Castlevania. There's like I can't even list them all because I can't remember all the ones that I've watched.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, Kyle has remarked a couple times like, "Wow, I really did not expect her to lean in that hard
yeah,
after we watched Chainsaw Man."
yeah, no, it was Chainsaw Man that did it. I told you he's gonna do it late.
Oh, whoopsies. Well, I guess that means we have in fact been going for an hour. I'm not gonna shut up. I'm not gonna cut you off, but we've hit our mark.
But yeah, but essentially that's why that keeps being a big part of my worsening is that. So I did finish watching all the episodes of Berserk,
Holy
which
shit!
there aren't that many. There's
Oh
only
yeah, where were we? Did you wind up telling me that there were movies involved after the
yeah,
stream one night?
it was on last week's stream because
Yes.
I didn't know I had watched into season 2 of the series, so
Yeah, I
confused
was
before I
confused.
realized.
I was confusing myself because I was recently going through the last episode to like see if I had to like put any links in, and that came up. I was like, wait a minute, she didn't already like watch them. Yes, you did.
Yeah, so the movies are divided into 13 episodes on
Mm.
Crunchyroll, and so with that in the series, there's only 37 episodes total, 20 something minute episodes.
So
So
it's not finished.
no, and that's the really disappointing part is I am sad to divulge, I don't know, that the last episode of season 2 isn't even like a finale. Like it just feels like a regular ass episode, and then that's just it.
I wonder if like the studio like folded or something.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know,
they
but it's just
assumed that they were like, oh yeah, business as usual, and then some shit happened.
but there was like one particular thing I was dying to see. And yes, I can read it and I know it's going to happen, but it's not going to be the same as hearing. And because they have such good sweeping, like epic music.
Mm.
But yeah, so now I've tried to figure out how I can read it because I am not buying 300 something volumes. I do not have the space for that. I can't find it at the library. They don't have it on Shonen Jump. So I am looking at various websites to try to read some of it.
Oh wow, so she is thick.
Yeah, like it would take up multiple bookshelves. Pretty sure if I had every Berserk volume there is.
Because I remember seeing it in like bookstores a couple times. It's like those crazy like thick ass hardcovers.
Yeah,
There's
yeah, those are
300
the.
of those. Or are those like omnibus editions?
No, I think they are because I was when I was looking at them, I was coming across those like hardcover versions of it, and I think they were just regular volumes. Yeah, no, it's. And if I had to calculate how much it would cost to buy all of them,
Christ
yeah,
alive.
yeah, the deluxe editions, Berserk Deluxe Volume 1. I
Yeah,
don't know if it has more,
Godspeed.
but yeah, and just one of those at regular price is also there's only 14 of these it says, but it's 700 pages long.
Holy shit. Yeah, wow. Yeah,
It's the
Godspeed,
first
bestie.
3 volumes in one. Yeah, so I started reading the first uh, volume online last night, and it was just like I just wanted to see if I could find it, and then I just got sucked in. So
It happens.
So yeah, that's just where I am. I'm like deep in it. And there are definitely series I left out in my little list there that I watched. I was like, what did I forget? I
This has
forgot a
been a
major one.
surprisingly introspective worsening, where we have both reflected on our character development, and I love that for us.
Yeah. What's a series that I'm forgetting there? There's like Demon Slayer.
Oh my god.
It's
Girl.
like a big gap in there.
Yeah, no, that's like. That's a lot.
It's my close second favorite to Chainsaw Man. I can't I can't let anything surpass
Do you
Chainsaw
know what
Man.
I was just about to say?
Hmm.
So, what your favorite. Oh, it's my close second favorite. Slay. Okay, yeah, no, that's gonna. I'm taking that as a sign to end the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Knock it off.
All right. As always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will be back again next week. See you then. Adios. This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at brkelly98 and at @AndSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch and Facebook, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature, or consider subscribing to our Patreon for early access to episodes and fun bonus content. Thanks for listening!